welcome to Sage Circle. I'm Amythyst. Welcome back if you're a subscriber, and welcome to any newbies. Thank you for all the new subscriptions I've had and all the love and support I've had with private readings and followers coming into my Facebook group and things. Thank you very much. Today I'm going to be doing the second video to the Chakra Systems series that I've started. We've already done the root chakra and now we're going to be doing the sacral. This is actually the second time I recorded this. I nearly finished it today and I had a phone call that I couldn't not take, and normally it would pause the video, but it didn't. I had to lose the entire video, so that's okay. I'm here now and I'm going to be doing some channeled messages as well as messages from the cards and give you guys some solid information about the sacral chakra. I actually have a diploma in Chakra Systems, so that's the information I'm going to use out of all my notes and stuff that I took when I was studying for that. I do have announcements as always. 2 announcements. First announcement is I do not use WhatsApp. If anybody's mimicking me or acting as if they're my channel and trying to get you to book a reading, etc., please report it to YouTube and to myself. My details will be in the description box. Second announcement, shout out to Chris Firestone at SilverWolf Tarot 1111. She's my soul family. She is my tribe. I hold a very special place for this person in my heart and soul. So please go in and have a look at her channel. She's very good with her readings and her tarot. And also Vicky D'Souza from Angel Heart Readings. She is amazing. She's also my family, my soul tribe. Vicky gets right into light codes and works with angelic realms and just really intense stuff. And she also has a channel for readings and a very good reader. So, bit of love, share the love, suss them out, subscribe, what have you. All right, so first of all, I'm going to give some information about chakras in general. You'll hear movement, more noise. That's my book I'm using. So I'm just going to give you some information, as I said, about the chakras in general, and then I will go into the sacral information. All right, so I hope you guys are ready. Let's do this second video for the series of chakra systems. Here we do it. So chakras are basically where the mind, body, and spirit meet, and they're the gateways between various dimensions and centers of activity. Each chakra is like a sacred chamber in the temple of the body where the vital force of consciousness can pull together. Wow, cool, hey? They are alternative channels that move energy around the body and through the same vortex. Chakras are associated with 7 basic levels of consciousness. It's common to be stuck in certain patterns, therefore in a certain chakra, and it may become shut or constantly open. There's no middle ground sometimes. It could be either or a mixture, back and forth, back and forth. So it's important to clean our own chakras to allow new patterns to come in. And chakra healing and transitions are not necessarily always smooth. Chakras are a spinning wheel or disc that attract and repel on the same vibrational level, and symbolic patterns of our own mental and physical programming. So anything that the chakra encounters on its particular vibrational level is drawn into the chakra, processed, and then passed out again. How cool is that? Like, it has a bit of a clean and gets some lessons from that. It basically channels the way and the flow of the information for the system received by the mind and body, because the mind and body are connected. They are one. And repeated habits and movements create fields in the world around us. So depending on how you're going with certain chakras or how they're working, it could actually inhibit growth or be too much growth. There's no chance to catch up, for example. So we are the center point of these actions to do with the chakras. Chakras can be closed, excessive, deficient, or anywhere in between, as I've mentioned. And chakras work and run smoothly when they are aligned with each other. The most direct alignment is with a straight spine. So sometimes that in itself, if you just straighten your spine up, it'll help align. And personality and cultural beliefs and behaviors, as well as personal beliefs, can alter one's chakras. And 2 open and 2 blocked, for example, can cause chronic filtration. 2 closed and blocked, chronic avoidance. There's a mixture of things going on here. And it is the chain reaction of imbalance, because mind and body are inseparable, and a block or a destruction in one of the chakras can affect all the others. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm just going to go over to the information for the sacral. Okay, so a basic rundown first of all, things associated with sacral. Essential oils are orange, sandalwood, cardamom and ylang-ylang. Crystals can be carnelian, moonstone and coral. The color is obviously orange. The element is water. The location is the lower abdomen / pelvis, and the symbol is a 6-petal lotus. I just need to cough. Excuse me, don't know why. Okay, so the archangel associated for me personally with the sacral is Archangel Jophiel. There are different angels. If you research what angels are associated with what chakras, you might get different angels that come up. But today I'll be using Archangel Jophiel. So I'll just give you a little bit of information quickly about Archangel Jophiel. I'm just going to find it. Just give me a sec, please. Sorry. This book is fairly full. It's got a lot of information in here. I also have a certified and accredited advanced diploma in angelic healing therapy as well. So, okay, so Archangel Jophiel, the name means beauty of God, and she is a female energy. I say she. And she's about action and swiftness and illumination, and she's of the yellow ray and chief of the cherubim. Even though we're dealing with the sacral, this is the information. So she's the chief of the cherubs. So basically, her energy is about seeking out other perspectives and not jumping to conclusions yet, just to make sure you find the truth. She's also the patron saint of artists, which is amazing because the sacral is all about creativity. The key words for Archangel Jophiel are wisdom, divine beauty, expression, soul, creativity, flow, and perspective. And it's about expressing our own beauty of the divine. That's what she helps usher in. And it's about illumination, illuminating what you've got going on for you, your gifts, your creativity. And she would like, I've written down here, she likes when people, or asks people, to clear a sacred space in your home to sustain our own individual light for it to reach those others who come into our own homes. So you mightn't have a whole room or anything you can dedicate to that. You can do it in a workspace as well. But if you just have a small space, it's only got to be a little rectangular space or something, you can have a specific candle for Archangel Jophiel to help usher in that light energy. And then every time somebody comes into the home, whether they live there or other, you can actually use the energy to pour and fill up the people with love and light energy. So yeah. Okay, so basically the sacral chakra is the center of sensation and emotions, sexuality, pleasure, movement and nurturing, and dealing with all these things within all our relationships. Again, it's the lower pelvic area and the initial place of unity from the root, which is no movement, to duality, which is the movement now through sacral and the awareness of others. Again, it is a place of unity from the root, which is no movement, to duality, which is movement. Okay, so it says we long to unite, reach out and grow, and sacral helps induce change and the fundamental element of consciousness. Sacral will help awaken us and gives us possibilities to create change and transform and flow. The very opposite of the root chakra, because the root chakra is all grounded and there's no movement and it's very still. It's just anchored down. So it encompasses more feminine qualities or more feminine energy, and you need to let go in order to have a proper energetic connect to other people. I don't know why I'm having throat chakra issues right now. So water, as I mentioned, is the element with the sacral chakra, and it's about being receptive, and there's power and momentum associated with it as it flows, and it's the path least resistant. Sacral's own power is moving from the depths of the root outwards to create change. So if your sacral is balanced, you'll have healthy boundaries and the ability to change and the ability to experience pleasure and graceful movements and emotional intelligence and to nurture oneself as well as others. If it's deficient, there could be fear of change and excessive boundaries, fear of sex or frigid or lack of desire and passion, or there could be overexcitement, there could be rigidity in the body and attitudes for poor social skills and denial of pleasure. If it's an excess, it could be a sexual addiction, pleasure addiction of any kind, oversensitive. There could be poor boundaries, excessive strong emotions ruled by the emotions, seductive manipulation, obsessive attachment, and emotionally dependent on others. The healing practice to help bring this up into alignment is working on the boundaries and healthy pleasures, emotional release and or contentment, and movement therapy, which could be dancing, swimming, music, Tai Chi, yoga, for example. And it's about working on the proper action for whatever your addiction or addictions could be. Again, it could be over codependent on others, for example. And there is Reiki. I've written here, Reiki is really good, and other energy work. So the physical manifestations associated excuse me, with the sacral is the reproductive organ issues. There could be issues there. I mean, we're all, born one gender, or either a female or a male. We're born a certain way, but it doesn't mean that a person doesn't have that feminine energy in their sacral. It covers everybody, and vice versa with the masculine energy for things as well. So reproductive organ issues could be a physical manifestation if your sacral's out of balance. You could have issues with spleen, you could have a UTI issue, menstrual issues, sexual dysfunction, lower back pain, knee trouble, lack of flexibility or numb senses, and loss of appetite for food, sex, and life in general. There's some affirmations I've written down about the sacral. I'll just read two. I've written, I absorb information from my feelings, big one there, and life is pleasurable is the other one. Again, I absorb information from my feelings and life is pleasurable. So you can add these affirmations, excuse me, from any of the chakra series that I'm doing all over your house. You can put them in your purse, you can put them in your car, you can put them in your bathroom, you can put them in your wardrobe, you can put them anywhere, in front of your computer. It's up to you. And then eventually that would energy and that thought process would just sort of sink in. So the lifestyle attributes to the sacral are Ayurvedic massage. It'd be really good if you could have a massage, a hot shower or bath, and swimming, going to the beach, pool, or laps, a day at the lake, for example, floating around in some water and just enjoying water as an experience. In general. You might need to, you mightn't be able to get to a pool, for example, but you can fill up a bucket of water and sit your feet in it at night watching TV or something like that. That'll help. So to feed the sacral chakra, the foods to help feed the sacral chakra, a lot of them, got water in them. They're water-based, some that I'm going to read. But water is a key element to keep flushing out your system and to keeping that sacral replenished. Also, there's different types of fats and oils, like salmon, for example. There's also nuts, and there's fruits. There's apricot, mangoes, peach, passion fruit, oranges, With vegetables, there's carrot, orange bell peppers, pumpkin, and sweet potatoes, for example. So basically there's, I keep saying basically, and I have no idea why I'm saying it. I said it in the first video as well, and it's driving me nuts. So the sacral mantra is them. It's V-A-M, but pronounced V-E-M. It's up to you, but that's just what I learned when I did my course. So the mantra in general, it's a cleansing mantra for the sacral. It's to help with sexuality and pleasure and your creativity. Using this mantra will help open the sacral and help you open up to others and give you the courage to express yourself and embrace change and express yourself in a manner that isn't invasive or abrupt. It would just be a genuine observation with a response of communication. If you chant them, you might find it hard to open up in relationships in general and have poor self-image and unsatisfied sexually and have a low libido, possibly. Like this, them will help you. Them will cleanse the sacral if it is closed and open it back up. And then it'll help you feel relaxed. You need to close your eyes, it says here, and chant them up to 15 times. You can do it in the shower, you can do it in the car, while you're cooking dinner, while you meditate, whatever. And make sure you chant them on the exhale. So you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you chant them. So that's pretty great. I love this stuff. I really, really love this stuff. So obviously the next video for this series will be the solar plexus. So that'll be up in the next day or so. So now let's get some messages. Let's get some cards. That's really great. Archangel Jophiel, she's here in the room, and I've never really worked with her until today, like a one-on-one thing. And I just love her energy. It's so warm. It's so warm and loving and genuine feminine energy. It's beautiful. So, Archangel Jophiel, can you please give us some messages for the sacral video, please? What have we got here? Connection. We are all connected by a universal sea of energy. All that you think and do will have an effect on the world. Reach out and connect with the world around you through love. Are you kidding me? Thank you, Archangel Jophiel. 52, hey, that could be significant to someone. I find that amazing because I just said, you know, through that information that this sacral stuff is about actually communicating and being in connection or connectedness with others, you know. Can I have another one, please, Spirit? Yep. We've got flying or falling. What do you need to be free of? Are you ready to take risk and fly solo? What do you need to feel empowered? I think this is about the low self-image, for example, that was mentioned in the stuff that I read out. This is about letting go of things that no longer serve you from in yourself. It's about that creative space that you're struggling to pull through or work through at the moment. And this is what the card's saying. What do you need to be free of? Are you ready to take risk and fly solo? What do you need to feel empowered? So whatever's bogging you down emotionally and creatively or sexually in that area, you have a lack of expression, it's time to remove that and then fly solo and not have that sort of hanging into you right now. We've got surrender. Perfect. Let go of the internal and external struggles in your life. Give up the fight to control others and situations. Relinquish your need to be right and surrender to a higher power. Wow. Wow. That says it there. That's a follow through from the other message. Sorry. Archangel Jophiel is saying that for those of you that do have stuff going on, literally sexually, like if you're coming out of the closet or you're not sure how you feel or you're trans and people don't really know in your life at this time, whatever your situation is, it's okay. Now's the time to help yourself be free from that. If you're not comfortable with discussing it with other people yet, but you're comfortable, you know in yourself what your situation is, you now need to be communicative with yourself and say, this is what it is. Come from that internal space, and it's a really good chakra to work with. And I recommend that you do those, the them mantra as well to help with that. That's too many, but I will use them. We've got birth and babies. What do you need to nurture and or develop? In what ways do you feel vulnerable? Are you feeling overwhelmed by responsibility? Wow. Now this chakra is to do with the reproductive area. So you might be having issues with the reproductive area. You might be waiting for a medical appointment or something, or you might have had a baby, or you could be pregnant, or somebody you know is pregnant and they're struggling with that pregnancy. And it says here, what do you need to nurture and or develop? In what ways do you feel vulnerable? Are you feeling overwhelmed by responsibility? Surrender. The other card says surrender. Give it up, it'll be fine. We've got people. When and where are you feeling discouraged or undervalued? Do you want to be a part of the in crowd? What ideal qualities would you like to adopt? So this speaks for itself to me. It's about communication, and I don't necessarily think for this particular reading to do with sacral, it's about the in crowd. It's more so about feeling like you're a part of a community, that you're a part of a crowd, that you're a part of a tribe. You've got your makeshift family. Whatever your situation is, this is a reminder that if you're choosing to be on the outside, like this person's got lace on, but their eyes are shut, they could see through the lace, but they choose not to. They're just sort of pulling themselves back in, right? And then we've got communication. What are you having difficulty communicating? Do you feel emotionally disconnected? What is not working smoothly in your life? Holy goodness. Thank you so much, Archangel Jophiel. This is just by the by, isn't it? Okay, so that speaks for itself. This sacral, I think people's sacrals are either overactive or underactive, and that sounds a bit cliche because it's kind of one or the other. But realistically, the energies are very different when it comes to this type of communication, because if you can't communicate your words out properly that you need to say to people, or it's coming across rude or abrupt or what have you, that means you could be overactive. So you need to work on bringing your sacral back down to full capacity as active. You need to not make it spin so fast. But if you're underactive, you mightn't even struggle. You might struggle to even go out and have a conversation with people in general. It's just something that you cannot bring yourself to do. You can't approach a person that you think you might have feelings for, or you can't give an apology to someone, or you don't know how to, go out and socialize. You're not feeling up for it at this point in your life, and this is what that card's about. It's a dual meaning. So we've got a whole heap of these flipped out on the floor. So we've got Wow, solar plexus chakra. Interesting. That's interesting, considering we're doing a sacral. So there'd be no doubt. Thank you, Archangel Jophiel. She's saying there's a link there. There's a thread. There's a cord going from the sacral to the solar plexus to do with this particular series. Okay, cool. Can you please let it come up when I do that one with the next angel? We've got simply love. Yeah, wow. We've got strengthening bonds. Woo. Dedicated effort. Embrace. Beautiful. Teach. And reach out. Wow. Wow. Okay, so give me a minute, please. Can you help me, Spirit? What would you like me to say? Okay, the simple love is nurturing of yourself. I'm getting told here that people really need to work on their communication skills or with their creative endeavor to actually approach people in the way that you want to be perceived. I'm getting told if you're getting misunderstood or people aren't understanding what you're saying at the moment, there could be some discrepancies somehow. Spirit is saying that you actually need to get your sacral back in alignment properly, because this is the reason why. It mightn't even necessarily be what you're saying. It just could be you might be misinterpreted by others, and that's what you need to do. You need to simply love the situation and see out for what it is. Strengthening bonds. Now, this is about what you've got going on in your life. This card is about creativity and your relationships, all relationships, every relationship known to man, to other people. This is about strengthening your bonds. This is about working through your own stuff. Look, this woman, she's solo, and that's what the other card said about now going solo and working on yourself and pushing past those fears and letting go of things that no longer serve. And obviously this is what's happening here, or you're about to, or you will know how to, because there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? We've got dedicated effort. So Archangel Jophiel and Spirit want you to know without a reasonable doubt, they can see how hard you're working on yourself or how hard you're working on others, but the balance you've got isn't even. So if you're really over the top working and doing the best you can for other people, your job could be quite demanding and working with other people all the time and stuff. You need to also then turn around and give yourself that same dedicated effort of love, communication and attention to yourself. Also the other way around, if you're quite solitary and you spend a lot of time on your own and you do things for yourself and by yourself, this is the equal balance here. Now you need to make that genuine dedicated effort to also give back to other people, give out or do something for somebody or whatever, you know, extend the olive branch, embrace. So yeah, there's all this orange going on in the background here. There's sacral, there's also solar plexus morphed in through here, and the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the throat's coming around the earth at the bottom here. So this is just a message that you need to incorporate all your chakras and all your energies and everything you've got going on. Like, don't get through this series and feel overwhelmed and think, oh gee, well, how am I gonna do all these, bloody mantras, and how can I eat all this and how can I eat all that? For example, if you want to do the foods that I've mentioned and that I will be mentioning through this series, maybe just pick 1 or 2 foods out of each chakra and just eat them every other day. Make an effort for it. There's 7 days in a week. There's 7 main chakras. I mean, there's ways around it. You might just pick 2 and eat 2 every day of the week and just go from there. But you need to embrace what's going on around you. You need to be proud of the situation you're making. We've got a big creative content going on in the background here. This is your higher self. Your arms are open. You're open to receive, right? We've got teach, and this is about teaching others your boundaries or teaching other people how to set their own boundaries. This is about teaching people what your language is when it comes to communication. This is about being loyal to yourself. There's a dog here. So this woman is loyal to herself, but at the same time, there's other people in front of her. So you just need to remember to remain loyal to yourself, but you also need to explain to other people at the moment that you're a bit out of whack or your chakras are out of balance or whatever you've got going on, and you're trying to just get that into the proper perspective. Now, for those of you that don't need to come to that element and explain to people how you're feeling and get their thoughts on things as well, but you generally do some sort of a work, or you're on some sort of a journey that involves teaching people somehow some things, this is a message from Spirit that you really need to get your sacral back up into balance, because there's some fantastic and realistic creative pursuits that are coming your way once you get this back into balance. And the other one is reach out, and that's basically another synchronicity, another message that you need to reach out and have time with loved ones. And you also need to nurture yourself, okay? Because as the saying goes, it takes a community to raise a child, you know what I mean, or a village to raise a child, or whatever the saying is. This is the same sort of thing here. You can't be fluffing around and giving out love and harmony and whatever you're doing to lots of other people, but then not taking that time to fill your own cup. Reach out and get some help and energy exchange and some support. Wow. What else we got here? Spirit, what have we got? I've got the Universe Has Your Back deck out, the original one, not the second one. Whew, what have we got here? So while I'm doing this series, I'll be using every single card deck that I'm using now. I'll be using the same table spread, the light. It'll just be exactly the same. I'll just push through it over the next couple of days. Some cards might circulate because what I'm doing is I do a pile, I put all those cards and I put them to the side and I use what's left out of those piles. So I'll get to the end of those and then recirculate. I'm just doing it the way Spirit says, okay? It is what it is. We've got attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Guys, reach out, embrace, dedicated effort, strengthening bonds, simply love. It's all there. Wow. Yeah. Maybe you've had a misunderstanding with somebody. This one says, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Yeah, wow. Again, strengthening his bond. She's walking down that channel. She's on going to the right place. Surrender from the pain and heartache that you've got going on around you, or make peace with yourself. I do feel there are some low self-esteem issues going on here. It says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Amen to that. Aman Ra. Beautiful. I love it. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Exactly. You're really creative. You're a creative person. You've got that element going on around you, and you just need to, as with the Teach card, it's now time to push that out, get your sacral up into alignment. You might be having writer's block if you're a writer, or you might be making creative content for channels and stuff as well. You might have YouTube channels, you might have Facebook groups, you might do all sorts of stuff. You might have a small business you run from home or whatever. And you're having this block there of creativity. I'm telling you guys, it's going to shift. Excuse me, I just had a big scull of water. So the next one says, oneness is my true nature. Again, with relationships with everybody in your life, we are all one. There's no separate stuff that goes on here. We might think that we are because we have that ego mindset. We come from that individuality because I'm this and they're that and she's this and he's that. That's fine, but at the same time, oneness is my true nature. We're all at one with the universe, one with the trees, everything, right? I surrender to a power greater than me. Spirit, there's transformation going on here. Spirit says, absolutely. I think once your sacral beams in, pulls back into alignment, whether it's over or underactive, we'll have a bit of throat stuff going here, because I've had a tickly throat. There's throat going on down here. There's throat here. There's throat here. There's blue going on here for throat. There's throat all around the shop. So that's pretty cool. So what else we got here? We've got three more decks to get through. Right, we've got cards that are flipping out. I'm using the Chakra, Wisdom Oracle cards. I've just got the mini deck. So the first one says faith. Yes, have faith in what you're doing. Look, there's people all around here. Get out there and have some time with people. Maybe you go to a circle. Maybe you're a part of a coven, if that's your thing. Maybe you like to get into that magical stuff, the occult and things, and you really want to start connecting with people on that line, but you're not too sure. Maybe you want to start a Facebook group or something for that. Go for it. There's crystals there. There's some healing element going on. Have faith. Remain in faith, because you've got good things happening. Now, grief. Now, that's interesting, because the woman that for Teach also has a dog on the card. So let me just listen to the message for this. Yeah, okay, thank you, Archangel Jophiel. What I'm getting told is that if there's a level of pain and grief going on here, use your sacral to come with a creative, what's the word? I don't know, a creative idea anyway, how to push through grief and how to help yourself with grief. Again, there's loyalty to self. So this woman is very loyal to herself. She's proud of herself. There's a dog here that's very loyal to the other woman on the other card. Again, that's loyalty to self at the moment, but at the same time, there's some grief and some pain and some heartache going on. And I think you just need to push past that and come up with a constructive and creative action plan to help you push through those levels of pain. And if you're in no pain at all and you think, well, I don't know what the fuck this woman's on about, because there's no pain, there's no grief, there's no nothing, well, you might be the other end where you're so overactive, or underactive, I should say, where you've just shut off completely. Now it says quest. Yeah, this is all part of our journey. This is what's going on here. You might feel really isolated or feel like everybody's up on your grill at the moment, attacking you left, right, and center, or whatever. It is Mercury retrograde. We've got abundance. Wicked. It was 29:29 when I looked at the clock ticking over then. Can I have one more, please, so I can pull out some other cards as well? Oh, and Miracle. Wow. Now, we've got a lot of yellows coming up, so I'm not surprised that the solar plexus card come out, okay, because this particular energy here will definitely cross over into the next one, even though they're individual chakras, they're all one and the same. There is a fair bit of yellow through these cards here too. Yellow, 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 right? Actually, I want to get one more. Just hold faith in what you're doing. Whatever your endeavors are, whatever you're working on, whatever quests you're going on, it's all part of the quest. It's all part of the journey. You exactly how it should be. And guilt. So, yeah, right. If you've got guilt, if you're struggling with guilt, Spirit's saying this is the time to let go of that guilt, okay? You need to work on that guilt. Hash it out. Iron it out, okay? If you feel guilty about something, come up with a creative way to release that guilt. What have we got here? Can I have some of these cards, please? Thank you. We've got agreement, strawberry, stimulation, chili, yum. Yeah. Get your creative juices flowing. Agreement, whatever that could mean to you, I don't know. It could just be an agreement to yourself to get your creativity back up and running. I haven't mentioned a lot about the sexual relationship side of this particular sacral situation, but I'm getting told now I need to. I'm at that point in the reading that I need to mention because it is a big part of the sacral chakra. Now, basically, if you genuinely have a low libido, you need to work on all these things I mentioned to do with the sacral to help get it back in alignment. If you don't care that you don't have a low libido because you're not out interested in having a relationship, a physical relationship with somebody, or you're completely single and don't really care at this time and you're on that path to yourself, well, that's fine as well, but that doesn't mean that you can't pull it back into alignment. You need to have that balance. Just because you don't care at the moment about those things, it doesn't mean that you can't have a healthy libido. It doesn't mean that you're going to go out and proud the town, okay? And also, I'm getting told with the stimulation, this is about propelling and having things moving forward quite fast, actually. Swift action, which is what the message was, the information I've written down about Archangel Jophiel. Once your sacral is up and running, the change will be huge, and it'll come real quick. We've got healing, yeah. Wisdom, that's bay, geranium, chili, what was that, strawberry. We've got vitality, we've got fig, we've got fertility, which is watermelon, and we've got communication, P. That's twice communications come up, and that's twice sort of fertility or babies, for example, has come up. So what you need to do is make sure, if you're not interested in falling pregnant, you need to tune up your sacral chakra and work on that element in yourself. If you are pregnant and you're not sure what to do, you're going to need to make the right calls and get some advice and get some support from loved ones and family or what have you if you need to. Can I have one more of those? And we've got memory, rosemary. Yeah. Pain does cause memory. Pain does pull people back into a space where they don't like to communicate, they don't like to have friendships, they don't like to open up properly to others, or they get a bit snappy or a bit snarky or what have you. And sometimes it could be the opposite end where people are so closed off they appear cold-hearted. So you just need to pull things back into alignment. You need to learn to communicate, and don't worry about heartache and memories. Push past it. The last few cards for this particular reading to do with the sacral is forgiveness and I am important, and tomorrow is bright. So forgiveness. I forgive myself for my flaws and shadows. I accept the whole of myself for who I am in this moment. Beautiful. I am important. No matter what is happening in my life, I make time for self-care. I am the most important person in my world, and I care for me first. Absolutely, your relationship with yourself needs to be fluid and flowing and healthy. Otherwise, you can't have a healthy relationship with other people at all. And I know that firsthand, guys, okay? And tomorrow is bright. I allow myself to feel optimistic about my future. The journey of my life rolls out before me, a mysterious discovery of co-created adventure. Wow, that's so beautiful. Okay, so that's great. I'm really happy that that's come out. It's different to the original reading that I did that I had to stop and take the call for. And that's okay. So please like, share, subscribe. Much love. I will be back with the next one, the sacral. So, the sacral, for goodness sake. The solar plexus chakra. Maybe I need to slap up my sacral or something. I don't know. All right. Love you guys. I'll be back.